Hello, 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 YouTube. You know, it's that time. Yes, it is. So I'm going to go live. And here we are. Let's see how's my hair? How's everything? Little smile for the screenshot. See, you have to do that little thing so I can get at least one screenshot that looks halfway decent. Y'all know what I'm talking about? No, no, never mind. All right, so we're gonna go live and we are going to do our thing. All right, hello everyone. Welcome. I am Aunt Carla, and I want to welcome you to this week's Cosmic Weather Report. This is for my witches, conjurers, alchemists, for anyone, any kind of magic maker. This Cosmic Weather Report is well, anyone making magic happen, shall we say. And this week, as always, we'll talk about the different seasonal and astrological elements that can impact your spell work. Hey, Patrick, how you doing? Hey there. Sim Baby Byron. Hello, hello, hello. Today is the new moon in Scorpio. Dun, dun, dun. And Scorpio is a water sign, and it's ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation and regeneration. So this may be a bit of a intense, intense time for some people more than others. So I'm going to start by pulling a card from the Art of Manifestation Oracle deck just for the collective to see what kind of message comes up for us all. Hello, Forced CSV. Hi! It's the new moon in Scorpio. Finally. I don't know why I say finally, but we've been in the season of Scorpio for a while, but now we get that new moon today. So every new moon is a portal. I mean, there's portals everywhere, but every new moon can be a portal if you use it that way. So I like to come on and talk about the different new moons. Well, I like to talk about whatever else is going on, but new moons are especially potent portals as they open up new energetic themes of manifestation. So I want to talk about what that is. Hey, Dawn. Hey there. Hey, Curly Diva 21. Long time no see. So I'm going to pull a card for the collective Art of Manifestation Oracle deck or Oracle card to see what's going on for the collective for the new moon in Scorpio. Doo-doo-doo. Ooh, open the floodgates. Now, I just said that the new moon in Scorpio, today's new moon in Scorpio, is a portal. So, and I said that Scorpio is a water sign. So, how exciting that this card says open the floodgates. When we think about floodgates, we're thinking about water. We're talking about a new portal splashing through. So, what does this card say? It says, okay, y'all know I got to get these little letters, got to get my glasses out. If we are unable to acknowledge and talk about our feelings, they stack up and build up like a pressure cooker waiting to blow, coloring our ability to see clearly. This card calls you to acknowledge your emotions and find a way to release them. Write down your thoughts and feelings, and if needed, reach out for professional help. Okay, this is a really interesting card. Oh, and if you're into numerology, the card's number is 38, which is 11, which is 2. So open the floodgates. It's a very emotional card, and Scorpio is an emotional sign. So I wonder, oops, I hope y'all could have heard me. My thing was definitely not loud enough. Anyway, oh good, you'll take it. You'll take it. Okay. So this is so new moon in Scorpio is it's going to bring up a lot of emotions, that are going to be you're going to be feeling a lot of stuff for one reason or another. And we're still dealing with the effects of the recent Taurus Scorpio axis eclipse season. So a lot of things are happening. People are being eclipsed out of our lives. There are unexpected endings and then therefore unexpected beginnings. But when we see this card that says open the floodgates, it is also reminding us that we are holding on to different kinds of emotions. And it's not just sadness, it could be anger, it could be anything that you are holding on to, that you are bottling up. It is time to it's time to let it out. It's time to let out those feelings that you have been holding back. And you know what they are. Like, I can't tell you what your emotions are, but you know what they are. And it's time to let them out. Oh, good. You can hear me. Great. So with this new moon, it's time. It's a portal. I said that before. I already said that. I said that every new moon is a portal, but new moon in Scorpio is especially a portal, but it's an emotional one. And there are a whole bunch of different manifestation themes or just energetic themes in general that I'll be talking about today. And I want you to think about your particular situation and how you can use this energy, the energy of the new moon in Scorpio, in order to get your workings done. So whatever you are working on magically or emotionally, mentally, anything you're doing, even in the real world, on the mundane side, you can tap into this new moon in Scorpio energy. So we're going to talk about that today. So one of the biggest themes that we think of when we think about Scorpio is transformation and rebirth. Now, Scorpio is all about regeneration and transformation. And this new moon, it gives you an opportunity to let go of old patterns, like things that we keep doing over and over and over again. Sometimes we are fighting the same fight with someone, we're having the same disagreements over and over, or maybe there's the same bad patterns that we keep repeating. It could be bad habits. Well, this is an opportunity to try something new, to try something different. It's time to break out of old patterns, and the new moon in Scorpio is really powerful for that. It's time to release people, habits, situations that no longer serve you. Does that sound familiar to anyone? And it's time to embrace change. It's time for some change. It's true, right? And allow yourself to undergo a personal rebirth. It's time for something new. We have to let go of the old in order to bring in the new. And new moon in Scorpio is definitely all about that. So now the thing about undergoing any kind of transformation is that while you're going through it, you feel like shit. There's just no other way to put it. You're not happy. And the thing is, you might not even know while this is going on that you were in the middle of a transformation. Has anyone ever had that feeling like all you knew that you didn't feel good, things weren't going right, all these doors were closing, everybody was pissing you off, you were feeling really, I don't know, you just weren't feeling good about yourself and life and all these other things, but then something happened and you had some kind of transformation. But in the moment, when we are going through, Patrick says yes, when we are going through it, we don't know that there's something on the other side because we're so in it. Like, when you're in it, and you can't really think about, oh yes, this is going to lead to something better. Like, for bullshit. You're like, get away with me. Get away from me with that bullshit, because I just can't take it. I'm sick of people. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of that. And blah, blah, blah. When you're going through it, you're going through it, but it's okay. It's okay. And I'm going to tell you why. I got a really good analogy today. And it's about the caterpillar becoming the butterfly. But it's not the usual ones that we think about. We think about, oh, there's this caterpillar. The caterpillar goes into a cocoon, and then when it comes out, it's this beautiful butterfly. That's the big story. But that's not the only story. That is not the full story of the caterpillar becoming the butterfly. So let me break it down for you. So something I learned recently is that when the caterpillar is going into the cocoon, he or she is not just hanging out and relaxing, going on some little break, and then they wake up and then they're this beautiful cocoon. It's not like that. I mean, this beautiful butterfly, that's not really what the process is at all. So what really happens is the caterpillar goes somewhere to a safe location and it forms this cocoon over itself. Or we can say it's a chrysalis, because apparently butterflies have a chrysalis, moths have cocoons, but that's neither here nor there. We'll just call it a cocoon for now. But once the caterpillar goes into this cocoon, the caterpillar actually dissolves into this big gooey mess. Like it dissolves. Like the caterpillar, a breakdown happens in the category of the caterpillar goes through a breakdown in which its body mostly dissolves into this big puddle of goo. It's really nasty and it's soupy and it's just ugh. And while this is happening, its cells are actually transforming. So it goes through this transformational process before it becomes a butterfly. But I tell you what, it has that big gooey, soupy mess. So can anyone relate to that? Is anyone going through any kind of soupy, gooey mess right now? Yes. Yeah. Hey there, Evan. So you know where I'm going with this, right? So the thing is, when you are feeling that soupy, gooey, you just feel things like stuff isn't going right. Remember that caterpillar. The caterpillar is within that cocoon, and it becomes this really soupy goo. It breaks down like we all do. It breaks down into this gooey mess, and its cells actually begin to transform, and the caterpillar goes from this caterpillar to this goo to this beautiful butterfly. It becomes, it gets all the lovely wings and the colors and all of these things, but it had to break down first. So you kind of know where this analogy is going. Yes, like a phoenix that rises out of the ashes, exactly. But instead of it being fire, this is water, but it's the same transformation. And actually, I'm glad you also said that, Curly Diva, because one of the symbols of Scorpio season is the phoenix. The phoenix burns down and it rises from the ashes. Again, these are all of these themes of transformation that Scorpio is so good at. So this is just a reminder that when times are feeling, when times when you're feeling like a mess, it is not the end. This is one step towards your transformation. You will not be in that gooey mess forever. You will not be feeling lost forever. You will eventually gain your footing. So Scorpio season is here to remind you that the gooey mess is not the end, that this is just one step towards going to the other side and getting through whatever this is. Like they say, you got to have the breakdown before you have the breakthrough. So yes, 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 I'm right about to go there, Patrick. I'm right about to go there. So, oh, Evan, you're a Scorpio? Okay, all right. So now this is the other thing that my friend Patrick here was about to mention. Now, the other point about the butterfly, before the butterfly can emerge as a butterfly, he or she still has some work to do. So I heard the story of this young girl. She brought home a caterpillar while it was still in its cocoon. And one day, she was like watching the caterpillar, she was watching the cocoon, and she was waiting for it to emerge, and she was really excited. So she was watching and watching. And then one day she sees one wing come out of the cocoon, and she's excited and she's eager, she's seeing the wing flap, 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 flap. So she's watching this cocoon kind of struggle to get out of this cocoon. Like she's seeing that wing just kind of like struggle. So she's like, oh, well, let me help. So she kind of scratches at the cocoon to let the other wing get free. But there was a problem with that. What, to the young girl's dismay, that other butterfly wing, it was not yet strong enough. So the butterfly had one strong wing and one weak wing, and it was never able to fly. And it soon died, which is really sad because she just wanted to help, right? But this is the thing. What the girl did not know or understand at the time was that a butterfly's wing gains strength as it learns to break through that cocoon. And the butterfly is the only one who can do that work. She could not help that butterfly become strong. She had to, what she was supposed to do, but she didn't know. She was supposed to let that butterfly do its own work, because the butterfly gains strength as it gets stronger, and then it learns how to break through that cocoon. So back to all of us. we have to do that own inner work ourselves. Like they say, no one can do your push-ups for you. You have to do your own push-ups. So there's this whole process that this caterpillar goes through. It goes through going through the gooey mess, and then creating the cocoon and having all of its cells break down, and then everything is just like, rah, it's all a big blob. But then as it becomes this butterfly, the job isn't complete yet, because the butterfly next has to learn how to strengthen its wings by breaking through that cocoon. And only when the butterfly is strong enough and the wings are strong enough, and that's when they're able to fly. But no one can help that butterfly do that. You, my friends, are that butterfly. You are that butterfly. And no matter what you're going through, no matter how you're feeling, how things are like feeling like a struggle, this is part of our journey. This is part of your journey. This is how we get stronger. I mean, I know some of us are like, you know what? I'm strong enough. I don't need to go through any more fucking struggles. And I get that. But this is still a part of the process. So for this new moon in Scorpio season, I just want to remind you that this is part of the journey, and that you have to do that inner work. No one can do it for you. And as humans, we're always transforming. We're always going through something. So when one chapter closes, another one is going to begin. And anytime that you find yourself in a mess, just remember that that mess is an important part of that process of transformation to the next thing. So do your inner work of reflection, meditation, and do your outer work of taking action. And eventually you will find yourself on the other side as a butterfly. There we go. Hey, Havutu. Okay, so let's pull some cards. So we're talking about transformation. So I'm feeling like this is a liminal space kind of time. So I'm going to pull some cards from the postcards from the liminal space deck. Whoops. So think about whatever your situation is, and I'm going to pull some cards. The liminal space is just kind of, it's in between. It's a transitional piece. It's transitional. You're not one place or another. You feel like you haven't quite landed yet. You're just kind of in that space. Is anyone else feeling that way? Quick check in. Anyone else feeling like that? My concern, love it. Timeline, please. I want to be a butterfly. But you know what, Patrick, you are a butterfly. That's just it. You're still in that gooey mess in the cocoon, and it's just you're still forming. You are converting from, you are transforming from the caterpillar to the butterfly. And the thing is, as humans, we're going to go through this process so many different times. We don't, lucky us, and I'm being sarcastic here. Lucky us, we go through that several times. I mean, even more than several, numerous times. We go through all kinds of transformations. When we move places, when we change jobs, when we meet people, we're surrounded by portals. Did anyone do anything for the November 11th, 11/11 portal? Anybody? See, that was another portal. But I also like to say that every decision is a portal. Anytime you decide to do something or go somewhere, anytime you make a decision, you are opening up the possibility for something new to happen. You're opening up for mystery. You're opening up for something new to happen. So remember that. It's not just new moons, but definitely a new moon is another portal. You set intentions. Oh, that's good. That's good. Hey, be you in love? Oh, Shakti Monster, you were you were in the Atlantic Ocean today. Yemaya vibes, holding the space. Yes. And also, new moon and Scorpio, those water vibes, water emotions, all of that. All of that. Okay, Evan says, no, but I will be doing a ritual tonight. It's the time to work with the moon energy. All of that. Yes. So I'm going to pull some cards. Hey. Okay, I'm going to pull 3 cards for this liminal space of I don't know what you call this. This is in between space. And for anyone who just got here lately, the card for the collective that I pulled is Open the Floodgates, which is an amazing card for new moon in Scorpio. Any emotions that you might be holding on to, let them go. It's time to stop holding it in. There's people that need to know that you're pissed, or you just need to, okay. Okay, I got the cards. Okay, card number 1, trash magic. This is a fun card. Now, if any of you have ever seen any of my crayon coven, magic doesn't just have to be uh, the formal high ceremonial magic. You can make magic with crayons. You know, that's what I do as a crayon coven. It can be, you could be making collages. You can be making, for me, it's like a lot of arts and crafts. Like this right here is a, what do we call these things? This is a glue gun. This is a glue gun. So this is about being unconventional with your magic, not just thinking like, oh, okay, I'm going to do this formal kind of ritual. It's about, what does your intuition lead you to create, like to be really creative. Like, let me show you an unconventional magic spell. Oops, dropping shit. Anyway, I'm not going to break it down exactly, but this is an art spell. This is an art spell, and you might call this trash magic if you knew what went into it. Someone else who is more traditional with their magic might call it trash. But anyway, this card is saying experiment with a different kind of magic. Try something different. Some people will create collages and make magic with them. Like, you see something that you want to create and you can cut pictures out. I like trash magic, but that's me. Pretty, says Ashley. This one. Next card, let it rain. And they also use the word rain, R-A-I-N, and rain, R-E-I-G-N. Let it rain. So what was I just saying about opening the floodgates? That means it's time to let it go. If it's raining, and the raining could be just your emotions, because we're feeling a lot of intense emotions perhaps right now, let it out. Let yourself feel it. And that is letting it rain. Like, let your emotions rule the day. Let your emotions lead you to where you need to go. Because I think a lot of us are like holding on to stuff. We want to be the cool chick. We don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to say something that's going to hurt somebody's feelings, or we don't want to be seen as the troublemaker. But you know what? It's time to let your feelings reign. It's a time to let those emotions, no matter how unattractive you or someone else might feel they are, it's time for you to let those feelings go. Open those floodgates. Yes. Absolutely. Evan says, keep your desires and intentions to yourself. That way you don't introduce negative energy into your manifestation. Actually, totally. You don't want to, yeah, because not everyone is your friend. Not everyone wishes you well, no matter what they say. So definitely do not share stuff with people you don't really know that well, or people that you know are going to basically, kind of like poo-poo your idea. So you know who those people are. Keep it to yourself and just feed that energy for your manifestation. Curly Diva says, I like this idea. Yeah, try back to the trash magic. And then, so be it. So we got this card last week, if you remember. This card has a lot of finality to it, but it's kind of like, so be it. What you say goes. If you say that this is what you want, so be it. Let your yeses be yes and let your no's be no. This is no time to be wishy-washy. I love all these different water analogies that are coming, rock the boat. Anyway, so be it. This is actually very firm. This is about, if a chapter is going to close, the chapter is going to close. This is not no time to be like, well, maybe. No, so be it. It's done because you say it's done. So there's some decisions that you're also going to be making. So I hope that helps you at all. I'll just wrap this up again. Trash magic, have some fun with your magic. Try some different kinds of things that aren't necessarily in the books. Let it rain and let it rain, meaning let your emotions rule the day. Don't be afraid to let your emotions lead you to what it is that you really want. And so be it. Make your decision and let it be real. Let your yeses be yes and your no's be no. Makes me think of this. Exactly. So mote it be. Ashe. Amen. I mean, all of that. So be it. Yeah, let it be. So, and so it is. It's very final. But it's about making a decision about something that you say that you want. It's time. No waffling. It's time to say, okay, this is it. This is what I want. You're so welcome. Okay, so then let's see, what else do I have? Oh. So we said Scorpio season, right? So Scorpio season, as you know, is connected to the mystical. It's connected to the mystical and the unseen realms. It's all about magic. I mean, this is a very magical season. And you can use this time to delve into your spiritual practices, such as meditation, divination, or exploring your intuition. This is a good time to work on tarot or any other kind of divination method that you like. This is also a great time to work on spells or maybe just learn about magic. Maybe there's some books on your to be read pile, or maybe in your shelf. I got plenty books here that I have not even really started to scratch the surface, but this is a good time. This Scorpio season, it's very magical, and it's a great time to get into magic. So you can connect with your inner wisdom, trust your instincts, because this is that time. This is really that time to really go deep into your magical abilities. Yes, time to pull out that scrying mirror. Yes, Patrick. So this is also a great time to learn about making magic. Now, no matter what level of practitioner you are, whether you are just beginning or whether you're advanced or intermediate, this is a great time to go deeper into what you know about magic and manifesting. So I have a free 5-day spell crafting email course if that's something you would like to check out. And you can discover the secrets of crafting your own customized spells. So over 5 days, I'll send you lessons on how to set powerful intentions, how to harness the energy of natural elements, how to tap into the power of sympathetic magic, how to engage your senses, and most importantly, how to create personalized spells that only you could create, meaning personalized, powerful spells. So if you're ready to embrace your inner magician and manifest your dreams, your desires, you can sign up for my free spell crafting email course at redsoulflower.com/spell. Okay, also, let's see. So I have some more new themes, some more new moon and Scorpio themes to talk about. Deep emotional healing. Deep emotional healing. So Scorpio is a sign that's associated with deep emotions. We've mentioned that. And this new moon can bring up lots of emotions to the surface. We're just talking about that. And we said open the floodgates was the message for the day. So Patrick says, oof, yeah, I'm so sorry, Patrick. But this is how we heal. We heal through tears. We heal through expressing those emotions, no matter how uncomfortable they may seem or ugly they might feel. Good old ugly cry. It's because it's hard to look cute and cry really hard. You just can't. You just got to let it go and let go of the idea of being cute and crying at the same time, because it just doesn't work. Let it go. Let it go. Okay. Stacia said, I did a bath and it helped. Oh, good, good. Spiritual baths. This is water season, so definitely spiritual baths. Oh, how do you sign up? Sure. If you want to sign up, go to redsoulflower.com/spell. Made it really, really easy. REDSOULFLOWER, redsoulflower.com/spell. Okay, cool. Oh, and Ashley did a cleansing ritual. Okay, fantastic for 11/11. Um, so deep emotional healing is what I was talking about. So, um, some of us may be feeling deep emotions. We might be feeling stuff, and whether or not anything is happening in your actual life, you could still be feeling something. Like you don't necessarily need anything to trigger you. You just feel that way, and that's what this new moon does. It brings stuff up, whether you like it or not. But you can use this new moon to go within, to be introspective, and you can explore those aspects of yourself that you might need to either integrate within yourself or heal. We always have stuff that can be healed. So this is a good time to think about that. What emotions are you holding back? What emotions or what situations have you been not wanting to deal with that you need to integrate or heal from? This is the time to think about that. So, this is not a time to be sweeping stuff under the rug. This is a time to let those feelings out and to deal with them. So I have a healing magic masterclass available for the Scorpio class. I have like a Scorpio class drop. So for each season, I have different master classes available because I have so many. I've been doing it now that each season I'll put out a few available. So the healing magic masterclass is one of the classes available. There's also the shadow work masterclass. Now, some of you know I taught the shadow work masterclass last month. Yes, yes. And that was a really powerful class. I hadn't taught that in a while. So it felt really good to update it and to talk about not just the shadows, but also the inner light that many of us are hiding or just dealing with. So Scorpio energy, it encourages us to confront those shadows, meaning the parts of ourselves that we might keep hidden or deny. So this is just another good time to work that out for yourself. So shadow work. Let's see, what else do I have? Also, release and letting go. This is a great time to release and let go. See, all this, let go of the feelings, let go of the grudges, let go, let go. It's time to, what this card say? Open the floodgates. Yes, I'm going to keep hitting that home for those of you who are asking. Yes, I am. Because Scorpio is also associated with endings and closures. So reflect on what needs to get released in your life and start making space with it. So this could be old habits, it could be toxic relationships, or anything else that you feel is holding you back. Create space for new and positive energies to come through. Before you can have these new things come in, you're like, oh, I want a new love. Well, before you can bring that new love in, you need to get rid of that fuck boy. Okay. Honest, you got to make space, or that fuck girl or whatever, that stepping stone, because you don't want to be, if you have someone in your life that is kind of toxic, or you just know not is not good for you, and you're like, well, yeah, but I don't want to be alone. Like, okay, there's a time and place for everything, and we're going to be talking about how to attract that. But right now, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you are holding on to the wrong person, but at the same time, you're saying, I want to get this new person. Well, you're going to have to let go of one in order to bring the new in. Thank you, Evan. Love you, Auntie. You're keeping it real with the fuck boys and girls too. LOL. It's true. I know. Auntie knows. I've definitely had my share. I'm happily married now, but before that happened, I definitely had my share of guys that they were just kind of holding space. So they're like, I've had my share of stepping stones, shall we say, but I've moved on. But I had to let go of them. I had to let go in order to make space for the love that I really wanted. So y'all do what you want, but I'm just telling you. So yeah, let go, release and let go. Let's see. Oh, another thing that you can do during Scorpio season is banishing magic. Sometimes we got to send stuff away. So there's so many different ways to release. Like, we can release by telling someone, fuck off. But another way, sometimes we have to do banishing magic. We have to set some kind of hot foot spell happening in order to send somebody off, send someone away, send someone who is possibly dangerous, or it could also be a negative spirit. It doesn't even have to be a human. It could be an entity. And we as witches, alchemists, conjurers, we have ways to deal with those kind of things. and I have a banishing magic masterclass that covers that. So whether it's an entity or whether it's a person, there are spells that are available to help you. And for that same and by that same token, I also have the protection magic masterclass is also available, because you want to be able to protect yourself. You might feel like, okay, I don't want to hurt this person. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to send them negative energy, but you have every right to protect yourself. I'm all about do no harm, but take no shit. People can do all kinds of stuff if they want to, but some people are like, well, I don't even want to do a return to sender spell. I just want to protect myself. You have every right to protect yourself with magic. So we have both the banishing magic masterclass as well as the protection magic masterclass available. So if you're looking on YouTube, I have like the links for all of those classes. Are we allowed to banish bad habits for ourselves? Absolutely. And there's different ways that you can do that, Evan, when you want to banish bad habits. Um, you could even do something like a cutting cord spell, where one candle represents you and that other candle represents the thing that you want to release. That could be uh, lack thinking, poverty, bossiness. Am I talking about myself? Never mind. You can definitely use like a cutting cord spell to release those things. So there's multiple ways of banishing or getting rid of, releasing um, rituals that you can use to move those things away. And this is a fantastic time of the year to do it. All those for me. Okay, Evan, I hear you. Okay. You love my bluntness. Thank you, Yoka. SGM Cat says, I want to do a road opener and maybe a blockbuster. Honestly, I get you, but you know what? Let me briefly talk about the difference between a road opener and a blockbuster. I wouldn't recommend that you do both. Road opener tends to, it opens the way, it makes space for stuff, and it can be really helpful. Now, a blockbuster is when you feel really blocked, like we're talking like you feel like your life is constipated. I'm sorry. Okay, is that blunt enough? I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry, because I mean it. It's like sometimes you need a blockbuster to try to like to kind of open up everything. And the thing about a blockbuster spell, when you do a blockbuster spell, it it clears stuff to such a degree. It's almost like setting off a little bomb in your life, and there's like a lot of dust that gets kicked out, that gets kicked up. And after the dust settles, that's when like opportunities come through and a lot of good things happen. But on the other end of all of the stuff flying around. So I'm just letting you know, because I've done blockbusters and they work great. But just know, if you're going to do that, you have to be prepared. And I can't even say you can totally prepare yourself, but prepare for things to get shaken up. But sometimes shaking things up are the only way that things happen. So just know, I would do the road opener. Give yourself at least a lunar cycle to see how things go. And if you don't feel any satisfaction from your road opener spell, okay, then do a blockbuster. But I told you, just know, like, okay, Auntie told me it'll be messy, but sometimes that's the only way. Sometimes that's the only way that we can get things moving. So good luck with that. Let me know. Okay, cool. Let's see, what else do I have for you? Power. Scorpio is also a sign of power, empowerment, personal power. Um, hey, Egypt. Oh, you did a lemon, rosemary, and salt bath. Okay. Good for you, Egypt, because it's Scorpio season, it's water season. It's all about these spiritual baths. They're really, I feel like they're when you do a bath, a spiritual bath during a water sign season like Scorpio, or oh my goodness, Pisces, or what's the other one? Scorpio, Pisces, or the other one, whatever, any kind of water sign. I feel like it's even more intense and amplified. Sometimes we have to shake the tree to get things to fall. bad or good. Thing is, it's fine. It's like I'm just like some things might fall out of the way to make space. So it's never bad. It might feel bad in the moment, but it's never bad. Like after the dust settles, then you're like, whew, okay, this is what I needed. So like I said, it's like being constipated and taking like a major laxative in life. Okay, let me move on with those analogies. We're talking about empowerment. Scorpio is a sign of power and it's ruled by Pluto, and that's all about power. So um, so you can use this new moon to reclaim the areas where you might feel disempowered. Like, where are you feeling like you don't have the power? Like, there's something that you need to do, and you don't feel, I don't know, maybe you need to take your power back. Maybe you're in some kind of situation where you need to take your power back. You feel that something is going on and you don't get to speak up, or you feel that someone is always talking over you, or something has been taken away from you and you just feel like you're not as strong as you could be. Well, this is a season for empowering yourself, taking back your power. It's to speaking up for yourself. Remember, I said we're opening the floodgates. That also means speaking your truth. There's going to be, what did that card say? Let it rain, let it rain. REIGN. And that means taking your power back. And you can actually get a lot of power by expressing your emotions, because sometimes when we hold our feelings back, we're also holding our power back, because it's like if you allowed yourself to be upset, to feel the way you know you really feel, there is a power in that. Like, has anyone, let's see, awesome, block. Yeah, see, I just took my power back. Someone's just trying to, like, anyway, moving on. Thank you, Patrick. Patrick's standing up from, yeah, I just blocked him. I'm like, how long have I been live? I don't know, a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, we're talking about empowerment and taking your power back. And if you've ever been in a situation where perhaps it's a romantic one, this is one that I've seen happen. You're with someone, but you're not being your true self, because a part of you feels like, well, I got to be the cool girl, or I got to be the cool guy. And, they're doing something I don't like. But if I tell them, they're not going to like me as much. Or if I tell them, um, then I won't be cool. But the thing is, that's not working from an empowered position. It's about, who are you being when you are with this person? Are you really being yourself? And you must empower yourself to say what you really feel. So, like, if you're dating someone, for example, and you know that you want to be in a relationship with them, like you want something to be a little more serious, but you're pretending like you don't. You're just kind of like, oh, I'm just a cool girl. Oh, I'm not really into a relationship. Oh, I don't really want that. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But you don't really mean it. And you're not helping yourself. So it's time to empower yourself and be honest and say, okay, this is how I feel. And then if that person's like, well, okay, well, maybe we can start that. But then they might be like, that's not really what I want. Then you have to deal with that. But you can take your power back and say, okay, I wanted this relationship with you, but you don't want a relationship with me. Therefore, I must leave. And it's about being honest with yourself and not lying to this other person because you're trying to keep them around longer. This is what taking your power back is all about. You can see yeah. So that's just one way to take your power back. But it's about speaking up. It's about letting your feelings out and speaking your truth and not hiding behind other things. So I'm hoping that that's an idea that can help you. Also, your magical power, as witches. We're talking about new moon in Scorpio is about getting into your spiritual bag, I guess. And you might want to use this time to tap into your magical power. What are your clairs? Are you clairvoyant? You clairsentient, clairaudient? This is a good time to work on those things. Perhaps you've been having dreams that you might want to explore. Maybe you want to get a reading with someone. You want to do like magical mentorship or something like that. This is a great time for that. This is like really, I don't want to call it a spooky time, but it's really a time of depth and transformation and intensity. So this is a really good time to go deeper in those. I have an Own Your Power magical masterclass. So if you wanted to use that to kind of learn about all of the other magical things that you might be capable of, that's something else to try. So let's see, what else do I have for you for new moon in Scorpio? Oh, Egypt says, I've been feeling called to speak up more and it's just coming natural and express myself. It feels good. Yes, absolutely. So, like, if you feel called to speak up, now is that time. Take your power back, own your power, own what it is that you want to say, because you're not helping yourself by like just kind of keeping it to yourself. Like, let people know how you feel because nothing changes if nothing changes. Oh, Royal Blue says clairvoyant and clairaudience are mine. That's very cool. I'm not clairvoyant, but I'm clairaudient, and clairsentient, and claircognizant. Claircognizant is like when you just know something. You don't know why you know something. You don't know how you know it, but you just know. Like, oh, I know this. This is what this has happened. And clairaudient, like I hear things. I don't care what anybody says. I think, if an ancestor or a ghost or anything wanted to show up here right now, I would scream. I don't care. I don't care. Like, there's some people like, I don't know, these witches that say that they would be scared if a ghost showed up. I'm like, fuck you. I'd be scared. So what? Pee in my pants. I don't care. That's the truth. That's the truth. So let's see. What else? Oh, claircognizant. Okay. Okay. Egypt. Okay, cool. So now, if you remember the whole conversation we were having last month, October, I was saying that the veil is not thinner at this time of the year. I think it's thin all year. Those of us who do work with spirits and are mediums, you know that the spirits are here all the time. It's not only during this time of October or Halloween. They're here all around. So, but even so, this time of the year has also become associated with ancestor work, ancestor uh, wisdom, and healing. So, this is just a great time for connecting with your ancestors. If you've never done it before, you could use this as an opportunity to get started. So, Scorpio this season encourages us to find the wisdom from our ancestors and their guidance. You can reflect on any of the lessons that have passed down through your generations, and you can consider how those experiences have affected your journey. And then also, it's a really good time to think about ancestral healing. We talk about generational trauma, generational wounds. Well, working with your ancestors is another way to heal those deep seated issues that may be following, through your bloodline. So, um, you can engage in rituals or practices that promote ancestral healing. And you can just acknowledge and release any of those patterns, because the belief is that when you are able to heal yourself, you're also healing your ancestral line, as well as making sure that future generations don't have those same traumas that you had to deal with. So you, even as one person, by working on those wounds, you're actually able to work backwards and forwards. So this can be so ancestral healing work can be really, really powerful. Um, and so some of these practices include acknowledging and releasing any of those patterns, but also releasing any burdens that may be affecting you in this current life. And it could involve forgiveness or understanding or simply expressing gratitude. And everyone's ancestral practices are different. So you just have to find what works for you. And the new moon in Scorpio can serve to be like a very powerful catalyst for that. And also, this Sunday, November 19th, I'll be teaching my ancestor contact ritual masterclass. So I haven't taught this class in a while, but I'm looking forward to offering an update. So if you've purchased the ancestor contact masterclass previously, or if you're a member of the Magical You membership, you'll be there for free. You'll automatically receive the email on Sunday with the Zoom info. Um, but if you are interested in purchasing the masterclass and attending and getting all of the updates for lifetime, you can go to redsoulflower.com/ancestor. Easy enough. And you can sign up for this Sunday's masterclass. And if you're wondering, the masterclass is Sunday, November 19th. Sunday, November 19th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're interested, there you go. Root work? No, this isn't this will not be a root work based class. This will be, it'll be ancestor contact, but it won't be a root work class. This one, it sort of talks about how the thing about ancestor contact or working with ancestors in general is that so many different cultures do this. And this isn't a root work. This isn't like a hoodoo based class. This one in particular. This one is just about how does it work? How do you find your, because this is the thing. When during the pandemic, a lot of people were like, "Ooh, I'm interested in hoodoo. How do I work with hoodoo and the ancestors?" But the thing is, your power is not, if you don't come from a hoodoo background, what ancestors are you really following up with? So the thing is, every culture has their own magical path. So my thing is, how can I help you find your magical path, your magical ancestry? Because when you can tap into, because the thing is, those of us who are in hoodoo, we know that when I contact my ancestors, there's a certain amount of power that I can get from contacting them. There's a lot of connection that I get. But if you're not from hoodoo, that doesn't mean that you don't have ancestors that can help you. So my goal in this class is to teach you how to find your ancestors. And also ancestors, as my friend Patrick has taught me, they're not just bloodline. Nature, also, there's also, elements of nature that are also your ancestors. Now, I won't get into that right now, but I will talk a little bit about that during the class. So I want to give people a framework to work with, and my mantra is always find your ancestors, find your magic. So whether you are adopted or you're not even attached to your family, there are things that you can do to connect with your ancestors, because even if you don't know your ancestors know you, and you are beyond their greatest dreams. So I believe that if you are any kind of spiritual practitioner, that I believe that by connecting with your ancestors, your magic can be that much more powerful. So I highly invite you, if you've never have before and you're interested. Like if you're not interested, I'm not here to push you. I'm not trying to convince you to do it. But if you are interested, if you've thought about it at all, like, my ancestors, what are they all about? Did they perform magic? Well, I would say they probably did, because magic is everywhere. I'm like the practice of magic has happened for thousands of years. And if you're interested in it, even if your family doesn't practice, the fact that you're interested in it means that it's probably in your line somewhere. So if you want to tap into that, I highly recommend that you take my class, Ancestor Contact Ritual. And again, that's this Sunday, November 19th at 1 p.m. And you can also sign up for that at redsoulflower.com/ancestor. Have many type of creeds and cultures in my bloodline, so I'm not allowed to work with. I did not say that, Evan. I did not say that you're not allowed to work with any and all magic. That is not my job. There are other people who will, who have, rules and regulations for that kind of stuff. And I think a lot of us do have a lot of creeds and cultures in our bloodline. If you get your DNA test, I have Norse in me. I have African in me. I have German and European in me. So there's all these different lines that are within me, a lot of bloodlines, that are flowing within me. And I think a lot of us have that. But I think it's important to, if you know what they are, to do some research and find out what kind of magical paths are there that you might have a connection to, because those are going to be the strongest. I'm not saying don't try anything. I'm just saying start with where you may be the most powerful. So that is just one way to go. And as I said, there's also there also work you can also work with your ancestors in nature, which is like a whole other that's like a whole other um school of thought. And as I said, we'll get into that a little bit during that class. So just something to think about. Okay, good. You're interested in all of them. All right, cool. So, last but not least, the thing that you've all been waiting for, the new moon in Scorpio. It highlights intimacy and connection, aka sex with a capital X. When people think about Scorpio, they often think about sex, right? Um, before I answer that question, Egypt says, can you have mean ancestors? Absolutely. We all have mean ancestors. We have ancestors who are ratchet and who are, who are mean and murderous and all of those things. But I will say, if you're going to reach out to your ancestors, you can make the request that you want the positive ones. You can say, I need help I'm requesting those who mean me well. You can make that request when you are invoking ancestors. You don't just say anyone who shows up. You are asking for the people who are going to be helpful to you. Now, on other, and there are other practitioners who will also be like, but if you're doing some kind of work where perhaps you're protecting yourself, you're doing revenge work, you might be calling on those more murderous ancestors, because we all have those too. So that's just another choice. You can choose to you choose you make a request just like anything else. You're like, like if you felt like you were getting beat up, like if you were being bullied at school, would you tell, if you had like other siblings, would you tell the sibling who was like bigger and would beat up on anybody else? You might talk to that sibling. You might not, you might ask for some advice from the kind one. But then if you need someone to have your back, you're going to talk to like, hey, big brother, can you go and back me up while these people help me, walk me home while they come and bother me, that kind of thing. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Patrick. It's a closed practice. It sprang from and paid for by the blood, sweat, and oppression of people of slave background. Absolutely, and that's true. So when people who are not from a hoodoo background are like, oh, I want to try hoodoo, they don't necessarily understand all the context that goes in there. So that's why it's also important to study your background, study these different rituals, these different practices that you were interested in. You want to know the context. You want to know, what are you actually working with? Like, who are you actually working with? Like, case in point, like when I was doing the sigil magic class, I found a sigil on Canva, and I put the symbol up. I'm like, oh, this is a sigil. And then other people told me, oh, that's Lucifer. And I'm like, oh my God, that was not my intention. So it's like, we have to be really careful. We have to do our research and not just say, oh, this looks good, this looks interesting, and just like dabble in it. We have to be we have to do the work. We have to do the study and understand, how did this magic come about? Where did it come from? What is its history? We can't just do whatever we want. We have to know what we are getting into. And that's also that is for our protection as well. Yes, Scorpios are about death, money, and sex. It sounds like we are rock stars or something. Yeah, you're kind of, hey, lucky cut, how you doing? But yeah, Scorpios are about death, money, sex, and death, money, and sex, and secrets. That's another one. The name of the 5-day class. Sure, Yoka. I'm offering I have a free 5-day, it's an email class. And you can do it at any time. And it is it's a 5-day email spell crafting course. So like as soon as you sign up, you will start to get the lessons for 5 days in a row, and it's free. That's redsoulflower.com/spell. redsoulflower.com/spell. REDSOULFLOWER.com spell. SPELLELL. Okay. Sex. We're talking about sex. As Evan was saying, yes, rock stars. Now, Scorpio is known for its intensity and desire for deep connections, right? So, this is a time for strengthening those intimate relationships, both romantically and platonically. Like, this is a time for intimacy. This is a time to reach out to your friends. You know, they said, oh, reach out for your strong friends. Reach out for all your friends, not just your strong ones, but definitely check on your strong ones. Check on your weak ones. How are they doing? This is a time for reconnecting with people. But open up and allow yourself to be vulnerable. And that helps to foster like a deeper sense of trust and understanding with another person. When you feel like, okay, I can share with this person and they can share with me, that's how we grow closer. That's how our relationships are able to bond. So, so that's just one element. Now, you add to the sexy new moon in Scorpio to the romantic planet Venus. It entered its home of Libra last week on November 8th, and now it is really sexy time. So if you allow it, this can be a really flirty time for you. So Venus in Libra's energy is very sweet. It's very gentle. This is very fun and flirty, not too heavy. It's about aesthetics and looking good and smelling good. Wear your cute clothes, put on some perfume or cologne, and it amplifies your regular attractive qualities. Venus is all about attraction. It's like, and back with like Scorpio is all about mystery. So this is about you're attracting people to you with your mystery, but also your aesthetics. Wear something cute. Put on a little makeup. It's not going to kill you. Just allow yourself to enhance your natural attributes. They will be quite effective at this time. Let's see what else I have. Some flirtations may catch a new spark, and some flirtations may become relationships, which may become official around this time. That's because cuffing season is here. Cuffing season in the Northern Hemisphere. Now, what's cuffing season, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you. So, cuffing season describes the time during the fall and the winter when there's declining light. So, it's cold. Yeah, that's right, Patrick. You better get to flirting. That's right. You're too cute not to be flirting. Just be out. Just put yourself out there. You know what to do. So cuffing season, it's warm. It's cold now, right? It's cold outside in the Northern Hemisphere for most of the area. And there's less light, so it's dark, and people want to cuddle and snuggle, and some people are looking for that friend just for this time. Now, before I was talking about, toxic relationships and fuckboys, and this is a little different. This is about having that relationship, that indoor boo. Anybody had an indoor boo? Like little, bears hibernate, humans hibernate. I've said this before. So the holidays of, let's see, Thanksgiving, which is next week, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, like that little time, like relationships get serious. There are the most engagements that happen. And I think most of the babies are also conceived at that time because people are inside doing what they do. This is all new. This is all like new moon and Scorpio season stuff. So it's time. Now, the other part, though, of cuffing season, because of that declining light, if you're single, you do not have to get you do not have to get cuffed up to anybody. For many people, this is a very difficult time because the light makes them, it makes them more depressed. because they don't have enough light and it affects their mood. So there's the SAD, seasonal affective disorder. So there's things that you can do, such as getting lights. You can get these like full spectrum lights that you can have in your home that will at least brighten up your area and hopefully brighten up your mood. But there's also magic that you can do. So I have a cuffing season magic masterclass that has all kinds of different offerings, such as, like, of course, how to attract your cuffing season partner, but also how to heal from any kind of weather light related sadness that you might be going through. So it's just something to think about. Let's see. So there's a lot of fun things going on. You know what? I want to pull some more cards. For cuffing season. I think I'm going to wrap up. But before I wrap up, I want to pull some cards from my Oracle of Mystical Moments deck. Yeah, there we go. These are really beautiful cards, and they're very Venusian, as they are just very lovely and very aesthetically pleasing. So as we were talking about an aesthetically pleasing cuffing season, I'm going to pull some cards. So think about your current romantic situation. If you are single, are you looking to hibernate, find someone to snuggle with? Or perhaps you are looking for, your soulmate. Or let's see, you may be in a long-term relationship and maybe things are kind of stale. This is a great time for rekindling the romance. Oh, that's right. So I have a cuffing season masterclass, but also I got a sex magic masterclass. How could I forget? So sex magic is also available as well. But let's pull some cards for cuffing season before I wrap up for the night. All right. What do we need to know, or what do you need to know for cuffing season? I'm going to pull 3 cards. Okay, one more shuffle. Okay. Oh no, I'll pull 3. Ooh, Sleeping Beauty's Dream. That's love. Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh my God, this is perfect. Okay. Sleeping Beauty's Dream. So we have this woman, and she's got a lot of hair, and she's dreaming. She's dreaming of whatever she's dreaming about. Like, she's dreaming, like, here we have like her home and there's a garden, but it's like, what makes you happy? What is your dream? Think about that before you decide. If you are deciding, let me back up a little bit. Since we're talking about cuffing season, and I said that this is going to be a reading for cuffing season, I want you to dream. Like, take a moment. What do you want this cuffing season to be? What is your dream? And then it's not going to be the same for everyone. If you're single, for example, how are you going to spend this time? You might want to, if you're single, for example, you might want to use this time maybe redecorating your home and making it cozy. Or you could be saying, okay, well, this is the kind of person I want to, or if you're dating, if you're already dating someone, well, what would you like to do with your long-term partner? Or if you are looking for someone just for this winter season, well, what do you want that to look like? What is your dream? Okay, so for cuffing season, what is your dream? Don't just take the first person that comes through. Be very intentional about the time you spend between now and Valentine's Day, and now in spring. How do you want that to look? How do you want to spend your time? Be very intentional about it. You could make a list. You could do a collage. You can do a spell. You can do a Pinterest board. What is your dream? I want you to be very intentional about it. Okay. Now, this one is interesting. Mermaid's Love. It's very interesting because we've had this card a bit. We've had this card a couple of times already. But the thing I love about this card, see, it's called A Mermaid's Love. So we have a mermaid and like a mortal man. And what this means is the person that you might want to meet, or the person that shows up who will actually be good for you, will not look like your normal type. This card keeps coming up for y'all. I don't know why, but that's what it is. Or maybe someone who keeps showing up to these calls, to these things. This card is for you. But it's an idea that we have this mermaid who is from the water, and then we have this mortal man. He's on earth, but look, he even has like a little bird on his hat. So that's like air and earth. But then we have the mermaid, who is all water. So do not discount someone that comes in your life because they are not your usual type. Sometimes we have a type. We're like, I like my guys to be such and such tall, or I like my girls to have a certain kind of body shape, or a certain kind of whatever. This card is here to tell you that the person who is coming your way, who will be good for you, does not look like your regular type. They will be different. And so do not discount someone who looks very different from your normal. Okay. All right. And then this is another great card for cuffing season, whether you are single or not. My home is my castle. So I was saying a few minutes ago, even if you are single, make sure that your house, your home, your apartment is very comfortable. So maybe you might want to redecorate. You want to maybe get some new sheets, some new pillows, have some snacks around the house. What makes your home your castle, especially if you want to invite someone in. Whether or not you want to invite someone in, make sure you have snacks for yourself or the person that you want to invite in. Do you have enough pillows? Do you have, like, I remember this guy, he wanted to meet someone, but he only had one pillow on his bed. I'm like, dude, you need another pillow. Get another pillow so someone else will feel comfortable coming to stay with you. Make sure that you have, check out what is your bathroom looking like? Come on now. If you want to have somebody to come over, make sure that your bathroom looks decent. Please, please. You have food in the fridge. What's the bathroom looking like? What is the bedroom looking like? Your home is your castle. So whether you are alone or you are attached, make sure that your home is comfortable as it can be. We want the snacks. We want the soft sheets. We don't want the scratchy toilet paper. Like, and it doesn't matter if you're not attached. It doesn't matter. Don't say like, well, if I was with someone, then I will spruce up my place. No, it's actually the opposite. Make space for that person to show up. But again, do it for you. What would make you feel like, oh, this is my house. I can't wait to go home. Like, my house, my space is so comfortable. I love the lighting. I love the sheets. I love the walls. I just want to like hunker down and stay there like for hermit mode. Your home is your castle. So let me repeat this really quick. You love that card. Oh, hey, Stefania. So, Sleeping Beauty's dream. Make a list. Like, think about, what do you want your cuffing season to look like, whether you are single or attached. Make sure that you know what you want and be intentional about it. And then, Mermaid's love. Anyone who comes your way that will be good for you, they're not going to look like your regular type. So do not get stuck on, but I don't like short guys, or I don't like tall guys, or I don't like girls with no boobs. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. Everything is about what's inside, right? So do not discount someone because they don't look like your normal. And then finally, my home is my castle. Make sure that your home looks like your castle. Does it look, are you comfortable in your home? Do you have everything that you need? Does it have all the sheets and just the things that make it really comfortable for yourself? And if you are looking to bring someone else into it, make sure that it is something where someone would like to visit, so as I said, maybe splurge on the better toilet paper. It could be something as simple as that. So, yes, LOL. So that, I think, is it for me. It's been a great night. So that is this week's that is this week's cosmic weather report. Just a quick reminder, the card of the day is open the floodgates, let those emotions out. It is new moon in Scorpio, a water sign. It's about transformation, and you can always play this back. But just know that I want you to have a magical week because you are magic. So goodbye, everybody. Oh, bye. I'm so sorry. So sorry, y'all on YouTube. Whew. Hope you're having a great week, and I will see y'all again next week. Bye.